Have you ever looked at a price tag and just wondered, what's really going on with these numbers? From your morning coffee to a brand new car, every single price tells a story. And today, we're going to crack the code behind that story.
You know the feeling, right? You see a massive 70% off sign and your brain just lights up. But is it really the amazing deal it seems to be? Well, to figure that out, let's follow along with someone starting their first online business and learn the rules of the game right along with them. Okay, first up, making a profit or a loss. This is, and I'm not exaggerating, the absolute heart of any business. It's the pulse that tells you if you're winning or losing. And it all just boils down to how two very simple numbers relate to each other. First, you've got the cost price, which we'll just call CP for short. For our new business owner, this is simply what they paid to get the product in the first place. It's their upfront investment. And then, on the other side, you have the selling price, or SP. This is the price tag they slap on it for you, the customer. And the way these two numbers dance together, well, that determines everything. It's honestly beautiful in its simplicity. If the selling price is higher than what you paid for it, boom, you made a profit. If it's lower, that's a loss. That is the fundamental rule of the entire game. But just making a profit isn't quite enough. You need to know how much of a profit. And the real key to measuring success is something called the profit percentage. And to figure that out, you're going to need this formula. Now, I know, formulas can look a little intimidating, but stick with me. This is just a 3-step process. First, you figure out your actual profit, SP minus CP. Then, and this is super important, you divide that number by your original cost, the CP, not the selling price. Then you just multiply by 100, and there you have it, your profit percentage. So our new entrepreneur makes their first sale, they run the numbers, and they're feeling great. But they're about to learn a very tough lesson. The price they paid for the product, that's not their only cost, not by a long shot. And this brings us to a really crucial idea: overhead expenses. This is all the other stuff, all the extra little costs that sneak up on you after you've already bought the product. We're talking shipping, boxes for packing, maybe even running a few online ads. Our source material gives us a perfect example of this. Let's say a guy named Raj buys an item for 6,500 rupees. At first glance, you think, okay, that's his cost price. But wait a minute. He actually spent an extra 700 rupees on things like transportation and other travel costs just to get that item. This is a classic hidden cost. This is his overhead. So his true cost price isn't 6,500 at all. It's 7,200. And that is the only number he can use to figure out his real profit. Forgetting about overheads is honestly one of the fastest ways a new business can get into trouble. All right, so our seller is a little wiser now. They understand their true costs, so what's the next step? Well, they want to run a sale to bring in more customers. And this is where pricing starts to get a little more creative. And all of this starts with what's called the marked price, or MP. Just think of this as the official sticker price, right? It's the price on the item before anyone even whispers the word sale. But stores love to use these tricky things called successive discounts. You've seen the signs, 10% off, plus an extra 20% off. So, is that just 30% off? Let's break it down and see what's really happening. To keep things really simple, let's just pretend the marked price on our item is a nice, clean 100 rupees. Easy peasy. Okay, so that first 10% discount is straightforward. 10% of 100 is 10. You subtract that, and the price drops down to 90 rupees. No problem there. But here is the secret to successive discounts, and it's a big one. That second 20% discount is not calculated on the original 100 rupees. No, it's 20% off the new price of 90 rupees, which is 18. So the final price is actually 72. This shows you that 10% plus 20% off is not 30% off. It's really a total discount of 28%. It's a subtle difference, but it's one that every savvy shopper should know about. So we've gone through the seller's costs and the customer's discount, but there's one final piece to this entire price puzzle that we have to talk about. And that, of course, is taxes. Sales tax is what the government adds on top of the sale price. It's how they fund public services like roads and schools. It's pretty much the one non-negotiable part of the final bill. And thankfully, calculating it is pretty easy. You take the final sale price, after all the discounts are applied, and you figure out the tax percentage of that number. Then you just add that tax amount right back on top, and that gives you your real total. And there you have it. That's the whole toolkit. You've got cost price plus those sneaky overheads to get the true cost. You've got the marked price minus the discount to get the sale price, and the sale price plus tax to get the final bill. These 6 concepts right here are the language of commerce. So the next time you're out shopping, you're going to know the code. You look at that receipt and see the whole story playing out behind the numbers, the costs, the profit, the discounts, the taxes. You're not just a consumer anymore. You're an insider. You're an informed player in the whole world of commerce.